Genshin Impact has truly outdone itself since the release of Outcry. The story, the atmosphere, the revelation. It might just be the best chapter yet. But among all the new and old faces, one in particular stole the spotlight. And this is Arlecchino. Her past has always been a mystery. Her curse, her origin, and her link to the Crimson Moon. We knew she wasn't from Fontaine, but from Canria, tied to a power far older and darker. And now with the last dispatch lore, we can finally piece together a full story. Hello everyone, it's me, your storyteller Panargon Vanemore, and welcome to another episode of Chronicles of Teyvat. After telling the tales of Barbados, it's time to uncover the legend of the Fourth Factory Harbinger, Father Arlecchino. Now let us begin. At the dawn of Teyvat, when dragons ruled the world, the Dragon King Nibelung forged three moons: the Frost Moon, the Eternal Moon, and the Iridescent Moon. The Iridescent Moon, smallest of the three, ruled in turn with her sister over the night sky. They ruled the night sky together, taking turn each month, bound by love for one another and by their shared love for the morning star. But when the Infinity Principle overthrew the Dragon Sovereign, the moon were placed under divine rule. To the dragon, this was betrayal, and to the moon, the beginning of tragedy. A voyager named Surtur Voinen returned to Teyvat seeking his friend Nibelung, only to find the world changed. Dragons gone, heaven ruled by the Four Shade and the Heavenly Principle. To hide, she took the body of a youth from Hyperborea, where he met Kyotar, an angel beneath the immortal tree. When he revealed his true nature, as a traveler from beyond the star, Kyotar, crown shattered, and she discovered true freedom for the first time. Kyotar fell in love with him, and together they rebelled against the heaven. The Moon Sister watches this defiance, and 30 days later, war consumed the star. Nibelung led the dragons and angel against the heaven, but they lost. The Moon Palace was shattered, and only one moon remained, soulless and empty. The Iridescent Moon fragment fell into an abyssal domain beneath Canria, merging with the abyss to form the Crimson Moon, a corrupted reflection of her former self. Her light turned to blood flame, a power the people of Canria began to worship. Over time, this new moon using it as a conduit to the abyss. Those who bore the blood flame could leave behind the afterimage of the dead, earning the name Flame of Two Worlds. The Crimson Moon Sage used her relic, the moon marrow, to brand chosen children with her mark. But everything changed when an unknown traveler arrived in Canria. The king of the Eclipse dynasty, named heir to the throne until obsession with the abyss devoured his mind. He ordered the purging of the Crimson Moon bloodline. Assassins like Rerir hunted them, every descendant, even distant relative and children, yet a few survive. Among them was a young girl named Peruére, who escaped with a fragment of the moon marrow, ensuring the bloodline would live on. Centuries later, in Fontaine, a girl named Peruére was found bearing the Crimson Moon mark. She was taken in by Crukabena, the fourth Fightriambringer, and raised in her orphanage, the House of Art. But this was no sanctuary. It was a crucible where only one child could survive to inherit the title of knave. The weak perished, the wounded were discarded, and the broken were sent to the Torre for experiment. The blood flame burned within Peruére, devouring her from within. The fight we call it a curse, but it was a Crimson Moon gift. Lonely and fear, she withdrew into herself, finding solace only among insects and spiders. Until she met Clervie, Krukabena's daughter. The two became inseparable. Clervie called her Peri, and dreamed of escaping together to Chesnayat to see the floating light. But dreams rarely survive under the fiery ends. As they grew older, Clervie's hope began to fade, and Peruére grew consumed by ambition. She wanted to end the cycle. She wanted to become the new knave. When the final trial came, both friends were forced to fight. Clervie chose death, believing freedom could only be found beyond life. Her death ignited the blood flame within Peruére. In rage and grief, she burned her house to ashes, and Krukabena with it. Captured by the Fightry, she was thrown into Chesnaya prison. The Staritsa, recognizing her power and lineage, pardoned Peruére. She was reborn as Arlecchino, the fourth Fightriambringer, the knave. When she met Piero the Jester, he revealed that she was a descendant of the Crimson Moon dynasty, the Flame of Two Worlds. He told her to seek the book Io Brento Innamorato, and when she asked of the house's fate after the Tarista grand design, Piero answered, "In the end, no one will have a place in my ideals, for my purpose is to uphold the virtue of folly." But he promised her this: the Starista will once again become a god who loves all humanity, and in her reign, all human wishes will be granted. His words were enigmatic, but Arlecchino accepted them. Still, she could not rest. She began researching the truth behind her power, the gift and curse of the Crimson Moon. She learned that the Crimson Moon was once the Iridescent Moon, now corrupted by the Abyss. Each time she used her flame, it devoured a piece of her soul. The black marking on her hands were not birthmark, but wrought from the Abyss itself. So she learned restraint. She became both flame and shadow, the last scion of the Crimson Moon. Arlecchino rebuilt the House of Art, relocating it to Fontaine under the guise of the Hotel Bouffe d'été. To the public, it was an orphanage. In truth, it trained factory agents. But unlike Krukabena, she ruled with order, not cruelty. She demanded obedience, yes, but valued will and resolve above all. failure were not executed, but given a portion of her flames, erasing their memories. A merciful death for her children call her father, some in reverence, others in fear, but always with respect. She protected them from even the fightry, defying the Tory when he sought to experiment on them. To them, she was not an harbinger, but their father. Though she stood among the harbinger, she remained distant, having tea party only with Sandrone and Colombina. When she showed up at Rosalind's funeral, it was more as a sign of respect and duty. When Tartaglia, the 11th Harbinger, vanished in Fontaine, was accused of a crime he didn't commit, and imprisoned deep within the fortress of Meropide. Arlecchino was sent to recover both him and the Hydro Gnosis. One night she confronted Farina, the Hydro Archon, only to discover she was bore a strange curse. Farina, terrified, begged for her life, a reaction unbefitting an Archon. Seeing no Gnosis and no threat, Arlecchino left. She then sought Neuvillette, demanding Tartaglia release, but he refused, sealing the trial conclusion. Instead, he offered the traveler as an investigator. Still, Arlecchino sent her children, Line, Linette, and Frimine, to infiltrate the fortress of Meropide and uncover the Forbidden Zone. The director, wisely, saw the intention. He detained Line and Linette, but thanks to the traveler intervention, a negotiation was reached. Frimine, however, nearly perished in the Primordial Sea, only to be saved just in time. Inside the fortress, quietly bring the traveler in the Forbidden Zone, a massive chamber containing a colossal gate holding back the rising water of the Primordial Sea. The traveler learned of the prophecy of the flood, a doom that will one day submerge all of Fontaine. The Primordial Sea rose from below Poisson, dissolving the people within. Arlecchino personally coordinated rescue effort alongside Navia, sending a freighter agent to aid the survivor. Together with the traveler, she investigated ancient ruins, linked to the prophecy, seeking its origin. When the flood finally came, all of Fontaine was submerged, but thanks to the traveler action and Neuvillette awakening, its people were saved. When the water receded, Arlecchino and her fightry continued to help rebuild Fontaine. Tartaglia had faced the monstrous all-devouring narwhal to protect the nation, and in gratitude, and as a sign of goodwill, Neuvillette hanging over the Hydro Gnosis. Before departing, the traveler returned child vision to Arlecchino. With a final smile, she turned away, her crimson eyes glimmering. She thanks the traveler and promised they will meet again in the ever-turning play of fate and flame. A week later, whispers spread through the house of a phantom child wandering the hall. While Arlecchino was looking for that mystery child, she made arrangements for Line, Linette, and Frimine to stay in Poisson for a while. Though they encountered a mysterious girl who called herself Clervie, she claimed to be from their house, but none remember her name. Frimine confessed to sheltering her in secret, a betrayal that could mean deaths. As Arlecchino was nearby, Pliny asked the traveler to talk with her while they continued the investigation, without our finding out. The traveler met her at Poisson's shore, alongside Child, his injury healed. Now it was the time for him to return to Chesnaya and work on Project Stuja. With Regulator, which Child is not eager to participate in. Arlecchino spoke of her house, how she had rebuilt it from the ashes. Her tone was calm but her eyes distant. Meanwhile, the children's investigation deepened. They discovered Clervie has been meeting others, inciting them to flee the house, an unforgivable act. In the night, the traveler meets Clervie once again, and reveal a fear of being sent to the doctor, where they were experimenting on, and had a fate worse than death after being given up by mother. At that moment, Paimon and the traveler realized something wrong. There she revealed the truth. The Clervie they saw was no human, but a shadow born from her blood flame. Every soul consumed by her fire could sometime return briefly before fading away. The only way to free them was to destroy them. The children arrived not long after with the traitor in tow, and Arlecchino prepared to start their execution. Pliny and his sibling refused, and challenged Arlecchino herself, joined by the traveler. But even together, they were no match. Arlecchino defeated them easily, yet, seeing their resolve, she offered mercy, a potion of her flame, a painless death that erased memory. Some took it, but Lynette and Frimine refused it. After the children leave, Arlecchino met with Clervie. One final time, they spoke quietly beneath the dawn, and told her the truth. Clervie understood and smiled as she faded, finally free. Pliny later returned with news. The children who wished to flee had accepted the potion. Arlecchino assured him that the house will rise stronger, and that when the time came, they will turn the tables on those plotting against them, even Project Stuja. She then tells the traveler and Paimon that despite their potential opposite position, in the future she remembered a moment of camaraderie they had. Then, as dawn broke over Fontaine, the knave vanished into the shadow, a figure both fear and love. The last flame of the crimson moon still burning, waiting for the day fate called her again. Months later, Arlecchino received a letter from Sandrone, inviting her to a tea party. A cold message stating Colombina seek her aid and not cry. Though there is a warrant on Colombina, Arlecchino never reported it. To her, Colombina was still a friend. When she arrived in Outcry, she found Colombina, the traveler, and Paimon under siege by the wild hunt, abyssal creature born from the Cinerarier. Without hesitation, Arlecchino intervened, cutting through the undead with her blood flame. She told Colombina that Sandrone was right. She had grown weaker, and rumors said it was because she had done something for the Tsarista. Arlecchino agreed to help and followed them back to the hideout, sending Lini and his sibling ahead to assist Sandrone. There she met Varka, captain of the Knight of Favonius, and other allies of Colombina. Though Varka greeted her with respect, many were hesitant to trust an harbinger. Arlecchino reassured them She was here in a personal capacity. The 5-3 had no stake in this. Together they discussed what they had learned of Perué's past. That he was the assassin once ordered destroy the Crimson Moon bloodline, and that his own wife may have carried that very lineage. Their mission became clear. Arlecchino, Colombina, and the Traveler would seek the Iridescent Moon marrow, the last remnant of the Moon's sister power. They traveled to Easy Island, where Arlecchino revealed her truth. She was a direct descendant of the Crimson Moon dynasty, one of the last living ember of the Flames of Two Worlds. She explained the ancient induction ritual used to brand children with the Crimson Moon mark, a ceremony that could open a gate to a special space realm. And the key to that ritual was her flame. Summoning her sight, Arlecchino performed the rite, opening the gate of the moon. She stayed behind to maintain it, warning the Traveler in Colombina not to answer any voice within. Inside, they retrieved the marrow, fighting back against the Abyssal Swarm. Even outside, Arlecchino flames cut down the monster, giving them a chance to the other to return. When they emerged, Colombina kept her word, handing the Iridescent Moon marrow to Arlecchino. With it, the knave power grew, a new moonlight burning crimson within her soul. We could say she became something more than human, a living echo of the moon goddess herself. To face Peruére, both Arlecchino and the Traveler shared a moonlight with Colombina, restoring her full strength as the third Harbinger. Once more. When their mission was done, Arlecchino escorted everyone back to safety. Before departing, she smiled faintly and told Colombina, "Perhaps it's time you found a new name." As the heroes celebrated their victory against Peruére later, Arlecchino returned to Sandrone Tea Party. When asked about her close colleague, she simply replied, "I don't know and I don't care." Thought she find it strange she didn't see him for a while. Arlecchino, if he had disappeared, that would be the greatest gift he ever gave. But she doubted that and was sure he won't stay gone forever. They needed to be on their guard, because his silence won't last. The flame of the Crimson Moon burned on quiet, patient, and eternal. And that is the full story we have so far of Arlecchino and the Crimson Moon marrow. We may yet learn more of the Moon Sister, of the abyss that in their light, and of Arlecchino's fate and outcry. After all, we don't yet know if she's truly left the land. Perhaps she'll return in the next Archon quest, especially if the Peruére appear once more, and for the Moon marrow. So what do you think of Arlecchino's tale? How do you see your story unfolding next? Share your theory and thought in the comment below. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this deep dive, lore episode and want to see more Chronicles of Teyvat, alongside weekly trivia short and theories. For playthrough and live stream, check out my second channel, Pandragon Valimar Gamings, where I stream most evening at 7 PM EST. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, may the Moon Maiden watch over you. Pandragons offline.